guys, welcome to my channel, and again my name is Sarie, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel so you can receive all of my weekly updates. So let's get started with the topic of the video. Okay, so what is the difference between an ADN program and the BSN program? So your ADN program is your associate's degree in nursing, and that should take you about 2 years to complete. For some people, it may be 3 because you do have to do most of your prerequisite classes prior to the class. Excuse me. Your BSN program is your Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and that is typically a 4-year program, 4.5, sometimes 5 years, depending on how slow or how fast you may do your required classes. Most of the time you do a big bulk of your classes with that bachelor's program. Some people don't spread it out as much, but that's typically the time frame for the bachelor's program. So in my area, which is considered the tri-state area, Jersey, Philly, Delaware. I'm in Jersey, of course, but in most of the hospitals here in the tri-state area, most are now, as of 2019, requiring that you have your bachelor's in nursing, your BSN. There are still a few hospitals that say that they prefer it, but it's not necessarily required. But a lot of hospitals now are not even letting you in the door if you don't have that bachelor's program. So with that being said, I wanted to go over with you that I actually chose to do the ADN program, which is the 2-year program. And the reason that I chose the ADN program is because, number one, I already have a career. I'm a respiratory therapist. I'm also a mom, I'm a wife. I have a very busy schedule. So when it comes down to time management, me trying to go back to school as is was already going to make my life a little bit more hectic than it already is. So I really needed to find and do the best program that was going to be better for my life and fit into my life. And again, having a busy schedule, I knew that the ADN program would not be as hectic. For the BSN program, you're definitely expected to do anywhere from 14 to 16 credits per semester. That's a lot. I don't have the time to do that many classes, let alone I don't want to be in the classroom all of however many days it would take to complete all of your classes. For the ADN program, you may do anywhere from 8 to 12 credits per semester. And to me, that's a difference, especially because coming from my current respiratory degree that I already have, I already had most of the prerequisite classes that were required. I pretty much had all of them except for maybe 2, but I didn't need to take any additional extra classes with the nursing classes, and that was important to me because, again, time management, being a mom, already having a career, being a wife, I had to make sure things fit in good within my life and what I had going on. The second thing is that I really needed to find the quickest way to become a nurse. And again, I'm all about setting my goals in life, and I'm normally trying to do some type of time schedule on where I expect to be in the next 5 years. So having a career already, I didn't want it to be a long, drawn out process. And I knew getting my bachelor's up front would be too long for me. So doing the 2-year program was just going to be a lot easier for me, and I would be able to get done within a 2-year time frame, which would mean that, when I graduate this May, I could take my NCLEX and pass, and then I could immediately start working as a nurse while I'm taking my online classes for my bachelor's. So it was a way for me to get into the work field, start working as a nurse, and finish the bachelor's, which is definitely the end goal, but I could do that online. I don't have to be in the classroom. And that just would work really well for me. The other thing is that, the other thing that I had to think about was for the hospitals now, definitely requiring the bachelor's up front, I knew that it was now going to be a challenge for me. Now, I currently work in 2 different hospitals in Jersey, and both of them have already started not hiring RNs, which is what I would be when I graduate. So my issue is that will I be hired at the same hospital that I already work in? So I did do a little bit of research, and I've talked to a few different people within the hospital, and their comments were basically saying that they would be, they'd be willing to hire from within because I'm already within the hospital system and I'm one of their own. So why would they want me to go somewhere else to be a nurse rather than staying where I'm at? And then normally you would have a certain time frame that you would have to get your bachelor's by. Well, that's already my end goal anyway. So, why would I not want to work at my place of employment? The only problem I have is that currently I know of 2 people who just recently graduated from the same school that I go to, and they got their RN. They also work within the same hospital system that I work in. One of the hospitals. And they also were told that they would have been guaranteed a job, which nothing is a guarantee. I mean, let's be honest, but they pretty much felt very confident that they were going to be able to start working because they worked in that hospital. Well, now came time for them to get hired, and they didn't get hired. And they're so disappointed. I don't know them personally, so I am hearing this secondhand, but I definitely would believe it. So I'm very worried about that for myself because that is ultimately my goal, to work at the hospitals that I currently work at. But if they're not going to hire me right out of school because I'm an RN, but I'm still in their system, I really can't help that. And I have to kind of move past that because at the end of the day, I know what my value is, I know what my worth is, and anybody that gets me as a respiratory therapist and an RN is going to have a great nurse, and I just really feel that. I feel confident about that, about myself. So with that being said, there's also a new program that one of the hospitals that I work at is beginning to implement, and it's called the RN Bridge Program. And some other hospitals have like a residency program, so if you're lucky to get into something like that, that would also be great. But this RN Bridge Program at the hospital that I'm at, and it's one in Jersey and it's one in Philadelphia. And the one in Philly really only hires BSN nurses. But with this particular program, they're allowing you to come in as an RN, and there's normally about, I want to say, a 3 to 6 month time frame that you are held under another nurse's wing. You pick your specialty, whether it's emergency room, ICU, any other type of critical care, mother, baby, NICU. You pick what specialty you want to be working in, and they help mold you into that nurse for that specialty for that 3 to 6 month time frame. And I think that's an amazing job. I think that's an amazing thing. I'm definitely going to my interview, which is scheduled in about a week and a half. So I'll keep you guys posted on what happened with that. If you're interested, just make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you can see when that video pops up. But for a hospital to offer that RN Bridge program, I think is amazing, because it allows you to, again, get groomed into that specialty that you want to be in. And also you really get used to being in that system. And, you know, I am so excited if I can get into that program, because then, number one, it'll keep me in the hospital, one of the hospitals that I'm at, and I will get to really learn and be under someone's wing to become a better nurse. And at the end of the day, that's really what my number one priority is. So look out for that video on the RN Bridge program, or what my outcome is when I go to my interview. So really, those are some of the reasonings that I chose the RN program, the ADN program. You know, again, just being a busy person with a career, a mom, a wife, taking care of my 5-year-old who's very active, but, you know, just having so much other things going on. And I knew at the end of the day, I could still get my bachelor's online, which is huge. I'm tired of being in the classroom. I don't want to be in the classroom anymore. I am back in school, and I can say that I don't want to be in the classroom anymore. You know, this is coming from someone who's experienced a good amount of life. I'm not 18, I'm not 20, starting fresh, but, you know, I do have a lot of things going on. I have a very busy schedule, so I just knew that the ADN program would be best for me at this time in my life. Again, the ultimate goal is definitely my BSN. I'm 100%, well, okay, I'll say 90% sure I'm also going to get my master's. If not, also my NP. But for right now, I can only take one step at a time, because, you know, again, I'm an old lady going back to school. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this short video. I think it's short. I don't know how much time it is. Oh, it's not too short, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk with you soon. Peace.